Every Wednesday night, our resident psychotherapist and sex expert, Dr. Angela Jones, gets uncensored with us. Tonight, we're talking about therapy and how to recognize when you need it. So if you're going through a tough mental time and you feel like the weight of the world is on your shoulders, is that the time when you should go for therapy?
That's probably already too late.
Too late.
I always tell people you want to go into therapy at a simmer and not a boil. So if you're already at a boil, you're going to have to put in more work when you get there.
So what does that look like, the simmer? Say you're going through a problem or a situation and you feel frustrated, or what does that look like when you should say, let's go see a therapist?
It can look like your functioning is just diminished a little bit. So if you're sleeping too long, it's hard for you to get out of bed. You're not grooming as much. You're not socializing as much. Or maybe even your friends or family are noticing a difference and they're saying, hey, are you okay? And it's been lasting just a little bit too long. We all have ups and we all have downs. So we're going to get sad. But the problem is when it's long lasting, or if somebody is going through a grieving situation, you lost somebody that's really close to you, it's always wise to seek therapy.
There is an extra roadblock when it comes to minority groups as well, because they don't want to be looked upon as crazy or something's wrong with them in their community. So how do you get past that hurdle too?
It's a big hurdle, and we're still actually trying to get past it. We've been taught to keep everything at home, which is still true. You want to keep everything in the family or go to church and pray, but you can pray and go to therapy, and that's the big movement. Like, just know that you can go to church, you can seek other counsel, but therapy is just an addition. It's just an additive. But as far as the shame about it, we have to, as a community, come together and say, hey, if you're in therapy, good for you. Right now, we're still kind of in that space where we're open to it, but we're not fully open to it right now. So I'm really encouraging more and more people, hey, if you need to go to therapy, go to therapy. If you think you need to go to therapy, go to therapy.
Now, when we talk about sex therapy, when do we need to visit someone, a specialist, for a situation like that? What should be going on or not going on under the sheets?
Well, the first thing is, no, you don't have to have something wrong to go to sex therapy. You could just want to go to sex therapy just to spice up your sex life, to learn something new, or you just realizing, like me and my partner, we're not talking about anything at all. I really want to have a conversation in a safe environment. But you could go to sex therapy if you have past trauma or something has happened to you that it's impeding on your sex life now, or you just want to spice things up in the bedroom.
And what if your husband or wife don't want to go with you? How do you convince them?
Well, if they want to have a good sex life with you, I think that should be the biggest thing. Like, hey, I think this is going to really help us have more of whatever it is that they like. Try to sell them to come. You bring them one time, you get them in there, they'll notice it's not as bad as they think it is, and usually they'll come back for more.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. We appreciate seeing you here. And we will have more Factor underway. Dr. Angela Jones is accepting new clients right now. You can find out more by visiting her website, AngelaJonesPhD.com. AngelaJonesPhD.com.